In this video, I'd like to take a little time out from learning vocabulary to talk about something which is very characteristic of Spanish. So it's really just a quick mention of it so that you can be aware of it from an early stage. In a nutshell, Spanish loves to agree. And what I mean by that is if we take something like a book, which would be un libro, or a house, we have una casa, we have something very important here where words are classified as either masculine or feminine. And whether or not they're classified that way has nothing to do with the word itself. It has to do with how the word mostly ends. So normally words ending in O are classified as masculine, so they become un libro. And then words ending in A, like a house, una casa, would become then feminine. So we immediately have an agreement there, right? We have un because the word is libro, masculine, and we have una because the word is feminine, casa. So you can see the marriage very clearly here, how it matches A with A, una casa. Now, if we go down and say, take a look at the word for red, which would be rojo. So this kind of has like a H sound, rojo, rojo. That would be red. Now, something very interesting happens in Spanish. If we say the red book, it would be el libro, the book, red, rojo. Okay, so nothing really new there. However, if we were to say the red house, look at what happens. We have la casa roja. So now ending in an A, because Spanish loves to agree. If this is feminine, casa, well, we have la for the instead of el, which would be masculine, but also the thing that describes it changes to an A in order to match with the feminine word here. And this is obviously very, very different from English. This does not exist in English, but it does exist in Spanish and exists in Italian too. So it's a very agreeable language in that way. We have la casa roja, and if you look at it, you have A, and then an A, and then an A. So agreement all the way down the line. If we take another word that we learned from category 7, so we have identical, which would be idéntico. Now we could say something like an identical book, which would be un libro, right? First we say what it is, and then we describe it, idéntico. Un libro idéntico. But if we were to say an identical house, again we say una casa, feminine, and now look what happens here. It goes to idéntica, because again it wants to agree. A, and a. Una casa idéntica. If you said una casa idéntico, you would still be understood, but that would sound immediately wrong to the ears of a native Spanish speaker, because they are always matching whether it's masculine or feminine. So in a case, this word here is deciding what how the rest will be treated. If we take another word, say practical, which would become práctico, and then we want to say a practical man. Okay, so that would be un hombre for a man and práctico, ending in o, right? Because it's a masculine word, un hombre, and now we're describing this masculine word ending in o, práctico. But if we wanted to say a practical house, right, now it would change, because we're saying una casa, so it's a feminine word, so the thing that describes it also takes on this kind of feminine appearance, práctica, and ends in A instead of O. Before closing this video, I want to assure you that I do not expect you to absorb all of that and have it mastered just after this one short lesson. What I'm merely doing is introducing you at an early stage to the concept of agreement, because this is something very, very characteristic of Spanish, that whether a word is masculine or feminine decides a lot of other things about the sentence. And so we really want to be aware of this from an early stage so that your mind can already be processing this information. And I will have many more dedicated lessons on this topic so that you are going to understand it completely, and you won't be in any doubt about how it works or how to do it. For now, I just want to introduce the concept of it to you so that you are aware that this is very much an intrinsic part of speaking Spanish in a natural way.